So pretty excited. Today I'm going to be chatting about the curriculum that I am purchasing for my now preschooler who is going to be starting kindergarten next year. We are talking about math. When I saw All About Learning had a math curriculum, I was like, yep, we're going to be trying that. I've looked for reviews and flip-throughs on this curriculum. There's not really a whole lot out there. So I bought it and I'm so excited to be able to give everyone else a little bit more of an insight into the curriculum because from what I've seen so far, I'm really excited about it. So in this curriculum, you get the teacher's manual. This is considered an open and go curriculum. And I love that All About Learning is so extensive when it comes to the information at the beginning and also their appendices pages. One of the great things that I did see about this curriculum is that their font for the numbers, it's really, really easy for your kids to recognize the numbers. There's no reversals. So for example, 6 and 9, usually flip them upside down and it looks exactly the same. For All About Reading, they have made the 9 to where it's a straight line down, and then your 6 is the typical curved 6. I thought that was such a strong foundational way to see that number recognition. They have a glossary of terms and just other information on how to use the manipulatives. For every lesson, you have a yellow box at the beginning that just gives teacher information about the lesson. It gives you just a little bit of insight on how you can teach it well. There is a review section, a new teaching section. Again, this is open and go, so it is scripted. It tells you exactly what to say. So there are blue boxes throughout the lesson that just help parents make sure that their students are grasping the concepts and recognizing when they might need a little bit more attention in certain areas. With every lesson, there is a fun multi-sensory activity. It looks like there's an extended practice section as well with every lesson. What you won't find a lot of in All About Reading, and it looks like it's transitioning into All About Math as well, is pencil paper work. This is a games-based program. You are using tactile pieces and manipulatives to learn without necessarily using your pencil and doing a bunch of writing and copy work. I love that as a parent. The amount of writing that they're going to be doing is very minimal compared to the amount of sensory elements and games and tactile elements that kids are going to be doing. This is how every All About Learning teacher's manual comes. It does come bound this way. I personally like a spiral bind book because I like to be able to turn the pages over versus having to take up so much space at our work area. So for me, I will continue doing what I normally do and just going to a print store and having them cut off the binding for me. And then I have a binding machine where I will go and spiral bind this at home. But I love the structure and setup of the teacher's manuals. It is wonderful. The next section that you have in this curriculum is the student packet. And you actually have a couple of different things going on here. So you have the activity book, which in this activity book, you are actually pulling out perforated pages and then completing an activity. So again, you can structure this as open and go and pull out the pages as you need them. I'm extra. This is exactly how it's set up for All About Reading. And I will actually also cut the binding off of this, make all these pages individual, and then I prep these. I put all of the pages that I need for every individual lesson into a sheet protector, and then all of those will go into a 3-ring binder, and then I'll just grab the sheet protector for every lesson. A lot of times, if there's cutting or games that I need to do, I will actually do that in advance just to be able to make sure the lesson goes really smoothly. I know a lot of parents want their kids to kind of be the one cutting and gluing and taping. That is a huge math skill. So if you do have a kiddo that does need some of those fine motor skills, have them cut this out if you are able to do that. Mine does a lot of scissor activities in preschool, and that's not something that I am really worried for. So I know good and well that I'm going to be the one cutting everything out and prepping it. So we won't be doing any like the cutting or gluing aspect of this curriculum. I will be doing all that in advance and saving it in a way that I can utilize this for my tutoring students as well. For All About Learning, you get a lesson tracker, and it comes with cute little fun themed stickers. So that is in here as well. I wasn't surprised to see that. There should be, probably at the beginning, here's our little lesson tracker. And I will say something that I was really excited to see in here was the review tracker. This is different. So you have your progress tracker, which is just completing every lesson. And then you have a daily review tracker that breaks down when you started a skill, what lessons cover those skills, and then the date that you mastered. So for example, identifying numbers 0 to 20, this is covered in lessons 5, 6, 23, 24, 25, and you can put the date that you started and the date that you mastered each skill. And it covers pretty much every skill that they're going to be learning throughout every lesson in here, and you'll just go in and put down when you mastered. Another thing that is different from the All About Reading is that you have two kind of different lessons. You have your normal lesson where you're reviewing and learning a new topic, and then every 10 or so lessons you have a show me what you know lesson, which goes back and reviews. So for example, the very first show me what you know lesson for this unit is on lesson 11. Some of it is just verbal questions. Some of it is using the flashcards and the manipulatives. Some of them are giving them manipulatives and having them interact with them to confirm that they know how to use those skills. So after you complete those show me what you know lesson, you can go in and it actually shows you how to mark off what has been mastered on that student progress chart. And then you can assess what you need to do. If there was an area where your student was lacking, you can go back in and based on where that area is, you can go back and review those lessons and go back and master those skills. I love that. So the second half of the student packet is Brenda's math tools. These are all on really good paper. If you're familiar with All About Reading, you know that they come with flashcards and they're on cardstock, they're perforated, but they're just regular matte paper. These are glossy. These technically probably don't need to be laminated. They don't. I should tell myself that every day because I am that mom who goes in and laminates every single one of those flashcards for the reading curriculum. The quality of paper is very, very nice. So this is a thicker cardstock, perforated, and it's like a little glossy finish as well. So you have dot cards to help with subitizing, and then you've got your flashcards 0 to 120, and they do have a little bunny on the back. I like that as well. Then you have your counting mat 1 to 10. You have a 5 frame comparing mat 1 to 10, a 10 frame, a 3-read strategy chart, a number mat 1 to 120, a double 10 frame chart, and then an addition and subtraction equation mat, and a base 10 mat. I love the quality of this paper. I'm very happy to see that it is not just that regular thin cardstock that the All About Reading cards are on. And then the part of the curriculum that I was most excited for, y'all, I get giddy when it comes to manipulatives. This manipulatives kit, y'all. I don't know what it is about manipulatives, but I love a good math manipulative. And it actually comes with this nice heavy-duty plastic tub, which I loved. This cute little math label. Everything in here is in just a plastic Ziploc bag. I'm going to try to get some of those hard plastic zipper totes and kind of organize everything a little bit differently in here, but I'm super excited for everything. So let me show you what you get. This is actually something that I'm going to be utilizing for like the mats. You have a ruler and a protractor, the base 10 cube, the base 10 flat, the base 10 rods, and the base 10 units, snap cubes, 2 color foam counters, fraction tiles, and these are like a thick plastic. These are really good quality. And then you have 2 sets of these bear counters, and they are so cute. The manipulative kit is a one-time purchase, and it will just kind of continue on with you for every level of All About Math. I think they're projecting 5 levels. I'm hoping so. So I'm very excited to see that I only had to purchase it once. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and let me know so I can answer them for you.